All right, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. Happy Thursday, everybody. Boom, boom, boom. Well, looking good, feeling good. Trying to get a little more sleep. It does a body good. So welcome. It's Thursday, I don't know, what, the 20th? Something like that, about the 20th, 2018. Let me remind you that trading is risky. Oh, where's my mouse? Where'd my mouse go? There it is. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results, but please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. My name is Wayne McDonald. I am the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com. We are a boutique foreign exchange brokerage firm, and we would like to earn your loyalty and respect. Yes, we offer fast execution speed. Yes, we offer world-class customer service. Yes, our fees are very, very, very compatible. You can have an ECN account. You can have a fixed spread account. You can have a variable spread account. You can have a combination of that. It's your way at Trader's Way with Trader Wayne. I do these sessions so I can teach you how to survive. I'm not going to throw you into a trade. I'm not going to make decisions for you. I'm going to teach you how to analyze the market using technical and fundamental analysis, put together a tactical trade plan, enter it in the market, manage your risk as best you can, ideally with patience and discipline and a long-term point of view. Because, well, I love you and I want you to succeed. And then, of course, maybe, just maybe, out of loyalty and respect, you will open an account at TradersWay.com, and maybe you'll do so today. So yesterday we talked about a whole bunch of stuff, didn't we? What do? We did scalping, we did swing trading, we did trader psychology in regards to lot size versus account size. I think we covered something else in there too, plus our daily trade plans and such. So that busy day yesterday, make sure you watch the video if you missed it or not. Oh, and that reminds me, please subscribe. I guess it's here. Please subscribe down here. The reason for it is when I click start, if you're a subscriber and you got the little notification thing on, it says, bing, the webinar is now started. Click here and it brings you directly to the webinar page. Just like boom, straight in. It doesn't stop at the YouTube channel or something. It takes you straight there. So it's just convenient. So if you would like more convenience in your life, consider that. And of course, I like the likes. It tells me how well the topics are I'm covering. Right now, we're getting about 80 likes a day. That means, could be a lot better. So I'm trying to find the content that you need from me. And also, if you're watching a recording, leave a comment about what currency pair or commodity you would like me to cover, maybe a subject that you would like me to touch on. Fundamentally, macroeconomically, that kind of stuff, and I will try to incorporate it in the next webinar. And yes, I do review the comments. I do. It's important to me, right? So yeah, as Jim says, when you subscribe, there's a little bell, and it says, you need to click the bell, and that's the alarm. That's the alert. It goes, boom, the webinar started. So without further ado, let's go through the charts. Let me just ask you, how you doing? I mean, the trade plans we set up on Thursday and Friday of last week and Monday of this week, we're nailing a lot of them. A lot of these are coming together. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of pips for the week. Are you getting any of them? If you didn't get this one, do you get the logic behind it? Is it something that maybe you can learn to do one day? I mean, where are we mentally or psychologically or emotionally? Talk to me, Goose. Macroeconomics would be awesome. Okay, I love macros, Vinny. Did a lot better, still making mistakes. Right on, Jeanette. Jim just closed the pound yen, huh? Pound yen. That was a good one. John B's not getting there, or not there yet, but getting there. Yeah, well, you're changing your whole technique from much shorter term to much, more medium term. But, that takes a bit, right? Marina says, how do we get sound on the alerts? I really don't know. Wayne, the US Aussie dollar broke out, inverted head and shoulders, dollar looks weaker. Do you think? Yeah, well, you have to remind yourself, or remember, or I will remind you, I've been waiting for dollar weakness. I've been talking about dollar weakness, even though I understand the Fed has been raising interest rates and the dollar has been getting stronger. I've been trying to teach you that in the textbook, it says the currency should get stronger in a situation where the central bank's raising interest rates and is expected to continue to raise interest rates. That tends to attract dollar strength or currency strength. I've been trying to say, well, that is true. The textbooks at your university are not lying, and I got that at Harvard too. Like, this is how it works. The difference, though, is the reserve currency is special. And when things are good, globally, everyone has to be doing good, the dollar will actually weaken. Okay, so I've been waiting because I'm like, for example, Europe, it's not worse than it was 5 years ago. So I think we could say to some degree it is getting better. We got this Brexit thing and stuff, but nonetheless, if things were good around the world, the US dollar should be weak despite the Fed raising interest rates. So anyways, I've been kind of hoping to see the dollar weakness. So when it starts to happen, I've already drank the Kool-Aid, right? So I have confirmation bias of the yin yang. I'm like, yeah, I told you so, right? Yeah. Marina says, no problem. Just log in. You can go to youtube.com/C as in channel, /Forex.Today/live. You can do that. I can type that in, I suppose. HTTP youtube.com/C/Forex.Today/live. That'll take you to this page as well. I just discovered that. Right? Also, if you have subscribed to Forex.Today, you should have gotten an email from me this morning reminding you of the webinar today. Mark says, so am I selling till the end of the year? Till the end of time. Or actually to the day the Fed announces that they're no longer going to raise interest rates. And that's when I'll probably go from, well, I don't know. We'll see what happens when we get there. So let's get going. Let's do Beast. Okay. Cool. Nice. This is talking about buying it off the 4-hour 21, I believe. We got to go on this angle here. Okay. Opened out a position, buy it off the 4-hour 21. I thought on Monday we would hit our target on Tuesday. I'm sorry, we hit our target on Wednesday. But the idea is if it hit Tuesday, you'd get a steep decline. Okay. Wednesday is sort of a neutral day. It's neither here nor there. You do have permission to counter trend trade this. But fundamentally, I tend not to. I don't really like counter trend trading. Oh, sorry. Sorry. You can't see what's going on. Hang on. There we go. My bad. I apologize. We'll do it again because I just deleted the thing. So we had it set like this way on Monday that we'd hit the target on Tuesday. And it would pull back steep. Remember that? And I just said that's because bulls would be getting out quick because they actually entered their trade here. In this case, it's not Tuesday, it's Wednesday, and that does matter. Okay, so now I'm deleting this. Okay, you still should be taking profit, in my humble opinion. The absolute for sure price is going to be up here more like 25. I'd say, just ride it up to 49. I mean, you can get a little higher than that, 49.20. But, I don't know. I mean, really? So anyways, you're in the next 50 pips, you should take profit on this, in my humble opinion. Hang on, now I've lost the chat. Hang on, Bubba. Well, as they say, everything can go right, it will go right. Oh, wait, they don't say that at all. There we go. What if I do it this and that? All right. So now we got it. Okay. So here we are hitting our monthly target. Now, the swing trading group at the last day of the month, right? The last day of the month, we were here, and our trade plan on the Beast was to buy it somewhere in this X, okay, and target the gray zone. Yeah, no shot. That was the trade plan for the swing trading group on this day there. Let me highlight that with an ellipse. So if you ever want to join the swing trading group, you got to complete the swing trading course at FX Bootcamp, and then you can do this live with the group. That's nice. How do you like them apples? That's the plan for the month. Pretty amazing stuff. Okay, that's a pretty good September. You're going for the 149. Yeah, 146.5. Yeah, well, notice though, this actually started at, let's call it 142, and we're talking about getting out at 149. That's 700 pips in 3 weeks. Remember all summer when nothing was happening? I was telling you to prepare for that. And I said, it's going to happen, and you're going to look back, and most people are going to be lulled to sleep and complaining about lack of volatility. And then it'll happen, and you'll say, oh my God, I fell asleep. How many people traded with me over the summer? Huh? In this period. We talked for about a month and a half, so for about 6 weeks during this quiet period, right? We actually talked about the third week, and this is the third week here, of it likely to wake up, and we would likely to be a bull, okay? Then we had this big move, and then everyone went, oh man, well, that happens. And then here's the next move, right? So from this bottom, guys, we're talking about 140 to 149. That's almost 1,000 pips from the third week of August. But, right? How many people can confirm that for at least 6 weeks, maybe 12 weeks, at least 12 weeks, we talked about being ready the third week of August to buy pound yen? Can anyone confirm 12 weeks now in advance? Mm-hmm. Keep your powder dry, right? Yeah. That's cool though, right? Oh, yeah, well, I know, there's no, I'm going like this. If you want, we can go to here. Right? Look at the chat catching up. That's pretty funny. So there's something to this. I'm trying to say is it's not luck. Right? Yes, even back in March. Okay? It's not luck. That means you can do this. Okay? What else do you know? The move, the pullback, the long and gone. This is just a basic swing trade. Right? These are very tradable, so to speak. Very tradable, very predictable. It's seasonality is what comes to play. Well, thank you, Marina. I know you're a very good trader, Marina, so I appreciate that. By the way, I still want to party in, work in Cape Town. I'd like to do that someday. The problem is, so I was at a party not long ago, and the guy's like, yeah, we should go to Washington, D.C. Like, yeah, that totally sounds great, right? We're talking about all our old friends and stuff. And then I'm like, wait, I'm in Cambridge in September. I'm in Cambridge in October. I'm in Cambridge November. Then I have finals in December. Then there's holidays in January, right? And then I don't know what I'm doing in the spring, but I'm getting a degree, so I have to go through commencement in May. And I'm like, you know what? I won't be available for the next 13 months, I told my friend. And he looked at me, he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm busy virtually every month for 13 months in a row. But 14 months from now, maybe. Right? I'm a definitely maybe 14 or 15 months from now. So that's my problem. Like, I'd love to do a South African thing. I just don't have time. You know what? We should plan something. We should plan something for January. Oh my gosh, what a great time to be in Cape Town, huh? We should, because I'll be on Christmas break. Anyways, let's get going. So going back to this, we have this basically moving sideways. These are all the different levels of support and resistance. Okay. And, well, this moved up. It's not a good start. This is not where you'd like to be buying it. I would rather be buying it where this orange line is. So it dropped a little too low, so to speak. But look at Monday. Monday opened at, not exactly. It opened within 3 pips. Okay? It opened within 3 pips of the swing long. Okay? Closed high. Then our new plan on Monday, well, actually, once again, on Friday, we planned this with the swing trading group, but on Monday, we planned it here in the webinar, okay? I think there were actually 2 plans. We might have deleted it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what this is. Plan A was to buy it off the 4-hour 21. Plan B was to buy it off of this area, right? So that's your zone, isn't it? In fact, I think that's a gray area, right? Yeah, see, I even drew the whole gray area, right? So up, 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 down, down, buy. And this goes back to one of the conversations we had on a different currency pair, that bulls and bears agree it should fall. That's the logic here. Because a bull needs it to fall because a bull only buys at support. A bull only buys a dip. Right? A bear only sells at resistance. And I'm not sure who the other people are. Right? There's bulls, there's bears, and there's pigs. And pigs get slaughtered, right? So here it is. A bull says, wow, man, I bought it down here on Monday. It blew through my target, right? You could literally have been done Tuesday afternoon. This isn't even Wednesday. Tuesday afternoon, done for the entire week. Well, this time I went a little farther. That happens. But nonetheless, it needs to come down. There needs to be profit taking, and bears need to sell, and then you pick it up somewhere else. Okay? And then look at the target. Okay? Look at the target. We still haven't breached my X. Donors. Yeah, liquidity events, right? Okay? So I hope you're stringing the pieces here, the pearls together, because this is not a perfect trade, but it's tradable. This went a little too low. This didn't pull back quite enough. Pretty close. You got the, I mean, within a very small amount of pips, but the logic is there. It's just that the CAD just isn't really that awesome. Right? That's what's going on here. We want this to go up, but CAD's just not that bullish. That's what happens when it's a mediocre trade, but the logic is still there. That's a swing. You would have made money. This is a swing, right? Would have made money. There's just probably something better to be doing, okay? Now what on this one? How long ago? This was plan B, right? So I did this on Monday. We're at the exact price right now that I drew on Monday. Now what do you think might happen? Let me ask you, because I need to know what you know. Do you remember me drawing these triangles? The conversation had to do with, it's not a Gartley pattern, right? But I'm trying to show you the logic behind going from bearish to bullish. How many people remember the conversation of putting together, like, we actually birthed this reversal because we were setting it up before it reversed, right? And then we went through the process of predicting how to buy the dip. So not only predict the reverse, but how to buy the dip. And then in this case, it did take off. Great, we got that one right. But it's important to me that you understand why. Oh, that is how you trade a double bottom. Cool. Look at that. Isn't that nice? $250 pips. Right? That pound yen has gone up 700 pips. This has gone 250 pips. The others have gone up more than triple digits. Yeah, that's right, Roger. Where I was saying, look, it's not harmonics. I'm just using the triangle drawing tool. Right? Yeah. All I wanted to do is make it clear that this high is higher than that high. Okay. So if you have a higher high, you look for a higher low. Where would you look for a higher low? How about somewhere between the 382 and 618 Fibonacci retracement? Okay. Oh, look, boom, gone. Nice. Right? This is in your wheelhouse. I'm just showing you how to put together the logic into a tactical trading plan. But I believe most of you have the technical analysis down, right? That's a skill you have, but putting the analysis into a trade is even trickier. I'm just showing you how to do it. Okay. Here's USD yen. I don't even like trading this one because I think others move better. But look how beautiful that trade is. We're still not to the target, but it's working this way there. I hope you guys appreciated the price action training I did yesterday on scalping. Right? Check this out. Up, 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 up. Look left. Right? Down, down, buy. Up, 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 up. Look left. Down, down, buy. Up, 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 up. Look left. Buy. Up, 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 up. Look left. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know the future. But that'd be the logic, correct? Reasonable, right? And USD ZAR, you're welcome. That's crazy, right? Even the Rand. Okay, even the Rand. But remember, it's not me, it's just technical analysis. Okay. Even the Rand. Cool. 382 predicts a 1618. 1618 happens to be support and a support pivot. Yeah, it's true, Marina. So, a lot of news going on with OPEC. Oh, not just OPEC. Did you guys hear that Russian oil production is now at an all-time post-Soviet high? Let me say it again. Russia's producing more oil than they ever have. Amazing. But remember, Venezuela is by and large offline. Iran is offline, so they're just making up for that. But with that news, I don't know. Maybe you should be looking for more resistance, right? This is this is West Texas Intermediate. You see our trade plan, guys? Up, 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 down, down, buy. All right, not bad. Right? Yeah, John, short oil. I'm thinking now would be a better time to short West Texas Intermediate crude. We're closer to resistance now. I think you could argue we're at price resistance. A little higher, you have this resistance, right? Weekly, a little higher than that. You have monthly. But you would expect if Russia is pumping as much oil as possible, you would expect supplies to bring price down. But that hasn't been the case. Now, luckily, I have a trade plan that's long, not short. Lucky again. Good. Yeah, I would have thought that the Russian news would have brought prices down, but it didn't. Not yet. So Harley's talking about OPEC. So OPEC has a meeting. When are they meeting? Next week? I think it's next week. And they're going to have to decide whether they should re-up on the cuts or if they should produce a lot too. Because they're like, look, put it this way. You can make a profit at $70 a barrel, right? Saudi Arabia spends more money on the barrel than they do the oil. So they're going to want to pump as much of this as well, because they gave up their yachts and stuff. They haven't bought a yacht in like 8 years. So they need a new mega super yacht, right? So now's the time. They're not, right? So when you cruise around the world now, it's the Russians that have the super yachts, not the Saudis. So the Saudis are like, oh man, we need to pump some oil too. So at $70, it's very profitable. So that it would be great if Saudi Arabia just dropped this like a son of a gun. Now, what's the consequence of oil prices going down? Deflation. That would put a stop on the Fed raising interest rates. And in that scenario, I think you'd get emerging markets would skyrocket. Cheap energy and a halt to the strong dollar. Could be very interesting. So I have to watch and see what's going to happen with OPEC. Maybe I need to adjust my macro. Well, Cash says, so why is the dollar, right, falling when treasury yields are rising? Well, let's move away from opinion. Let's just move to fact. If the 10-year T-note yield is rising, that means investors are selling it. Okay? So if investors are selling it, nobody's buying it. The dollar's only going to get strong if they're buying it. So at 3%, it's just not good enough. Now, why is that? Well, if the rest of the global economy is relatively strong, then you can borrow money and invest it and make more than 3%. No, Brooke, don't say China's selling it. No, there's just better deals. Right? Mark says, so you are trading a macro view, but trading my... Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. So that's a good sign where anyone in the world could just simply buy a U.S. 10-year treasury and get pretty close to 3%, right? Any Joe on the street. That is the risk-free rate of return if you want to do the math, right? The risk-free rate of return now is 3%. Anyone in the world can buy it, but to buy it, they need US dollars, so if they do buy it, the dollar gets strong. But the dollar is weak. So why would they walk away from 3%? Because there's a better deal. They're making 5%. They're making 10%. And other things like maybe the stock market, maybe they're buying real estate, right? Yeah, well, there you go, Joe. Right? Absolutely. Oh, Ray Dalio and Turkey, Argentina in the next downturn? Sure, well, okay. Yeah. Just remember, Turkey just simply needs foreign currency. All right, so let's get out of there. And I ran so far away. Well, oil B. We just hit our target. Is that like the 7th weekly trade plan that has now hit target? 7. It's not bad. So here was the first buy, the little box, plan A, plan B. Here's the buy the dip scenario, which we talked about. Potential, it's only 150 pips, but the other one was 250. The other one was 700. All the other ones were at least 100. They're really coming together. Okay? So let's go further back to this trade. Okay? This is the monthly trade. So on the monthly basis, we wanted this to fall. Remember, on the way up, we drew this circle to say this is where it's probably going to fall. Then it fell. This gray area was where it will probably bounce. So now that's 300 pips. Cool. Oh, no, well, the swing trading group, that's private, Andrew. You have to join, and you're not even invited to join unless you complete the course. Yeah. But can you guys confirm all of this? That this bounce up, we had this circle as a target because of this resistance. Because of the resistance, clearly it needs to come down. Then we identified this as the bottom based on the monthly central. And from the monthly central, we would target an upward move. And in fact, this may have just begun. This could go as high as 19. And you can see we have a something, something. So I think originally we had a line like this. Plan A, and then this is plan B. Cool, right? I mean, it's all the same. So we still have room here, but how do you trade this? Like, I think what you would do now is you would treat this as resistance. So you need a breakout or pullback, or even more, if you're very cautious, you should assume profit taking. And I mean very soon. Okay, this is probably a good opportunity to book some profit. Okay. And I ran so far away. All right. That's the next wave. Do you remember doing this? New higher high, look left, drag it across. That's the new buy. Sorry about that. Is it kick it in, guys? We did this one, we did this one, we did this one, and now this one's happened again. Okay. Now, to add to the love of this entry is the monthly trade plan. Okay. Not right. It only went like 5 pips below. Okay. That bottom predicts this top, by the way. That's simply the monthly swing trade plan. That's all it is. So what we've done on the smaller time frames now is traded like price action, for example. But the move is simply a monthly swing. There's nothing else to it. Right? Is there anyone in the swing trading group that can confirm that? That that's just a standard basic swing trade? You either sell it here or you buy it there. There is no other plan. I hope this stuff is starting to kick in, guys. I mean, we did this up, right? Up, 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 down, down, buy, up, 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 down, down, buy, up, 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 down, down, buy, up, 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 up. So let me redraw this so it's a little more accurate. I mean, that's the theory extension, but what it actually did was this, right? So the actual high was here. Okay. So now what do you have to do? Well, once again, now it's made a higher high. Now you drag this across, okay? But the caveat here is, you see the monthly target? We drew 20 days ago. Actually, more than that, because we did it at the end of August, I guess it was, right? This target, guys, this is where, if I were me, I would seriously think about taking profit. Right? Like, for example, how long are you going to hang on to this? And are you hanging on out of ego? You're like, well, Wayne, it should move 14 more pips. Okay. Right? 14 more pips. It seems like a rounding error, right? There's the bottom. Here's the predicted top. It's 500 pips. That's 500 pips now that we set up from the absolute total very beginning. And then we bought this one. So the other thing is, imagine this was your monthly swing trade. Okay, that's analysis. And then you said, okay, higher high, buy a dip on the roll reversal. Trade number 1. Right? New higher high, buy the dip, trade number 2. Now you have 2 trades. So on and so forth, right? Oh, I'm going to miss this. But anyways, you get the idea, right? 1 trade for 500, 1 trade for 400, 1 trade for 300, 1 trade for 200, whatever, you know what I mean? 5, 4, you know, we're talking about 1,500 pips trading in the pound yen or pound dollar. And that's probably better than what you've been doing. So what I'm trying to get to is, I'm trying to open up your heart to accept maybe a different way of trading. My way of trading, how about? Let's do that on Monday, okay? Because we get new Commitment of Traders report on Friday. Why don't we talk about that on Monday? Would you please bring the COT up then? I'd be happy to. Okay. Gold. What do you think? Anything major going on? Not a good place to buy. that's that. What else do I need to know, right? Terrible place to buy. That's it. Look at this one, and this one busted out. Let me zoom. Okay. This one got all the way down and then flipped. Yep. Pretty clear. As soon as you make a higher high, you know it's over. On that move, very nice. Some nice moves here. Took a lot to get through 70 bucks. I think that might also be a key event. I think that's it, right? I mean, let's open it up to questions. Dollar index falls to lowest level since July. Well, Mark says if you had to break it down to one trade to the end of the year, well, I would sell yens, of course. That's what I prepared everyone for all summer. That's what I prepared everyone to do the summer before. It's what I prepared everyone to do the summer before. It's what I prepared everyone to do the summer before. Peter says, how did I fund myself when I started trading? I was actually quite successful before Forex. I had some startups. Then I became a venture capitalist. I was in, I think, 24 magazines as a high-tech entrepreneur. So when I started, I bankrolled myself. That helps, right? So, Wayne, you mentioned this August trades in March. Yeah, I know. Guess what I'm going to do next year? See, I already know what I'm going to do before I do it. And that's a key part of trading. I know what I'm going to be doing in February. I already know. For example, the third week of January, there's going to be a false rally. Did you know that? I already know it. Makes it so much easier. Well, I don't know it, but I'm expecting it. You know, Kenny says, can you explain impact of options? You know what? That is not my wheelhouse. I don't have that shot in my bag. Lots of people over the years have brought it up, you know, but I've never noticed it being important to my trading. but maybe it's just ignorance, right? But it's come up by other people a lot. Like, oh my gosh, the dollar's going to do this because of this huge options expiration. Okay. Right? Typically, they happen on Fridays. Like, for example, quadruple witching never has really turned out to be that important. I used to watch it all the time, right? And then it just wasn't that important. So quadruple witching, which happens once every 3 months, I haven't found to be a big deal for a currency trader. Excuse me. Now, when I was on the floor of the Chicago Board of Trade, I was hanging out with someone that traded the 10-year T-note as a professional. And we walked over and checked out the S&P 500, PIT, and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, talking to him about what he had done over the 20, 25 years he traded on the floor, he did one thing and one thing only. Traded quadruple witching. Amazing. So for 3 weeks of every month, for 3 weeks out of every 3 months, he was really busy. And the other time, he did basically nothing, just kind of scalped around and played around. But I believe you're required to go to work every day as a floor trader. So I think he'd go to work every day and kind of just hang out with his buddies and read the newspaper. But for 3 weeks during quadruple witching, he was super busy as people traded the rollover from one contract to a next. So that's clearly important to his market. But then I look at quadruple witching, and I haven't been able to convert that into any sort of, foreign exchange spot strategy. Pete, I think I traded a demo account for 2 years. Mr. Ed, I'm putting together an educational package, not just the template, but education on how to use it, how to set it up, how to install it, how to get the chart, so I'll give you the indicator, but then I'll also give you my chart templates, and I'll give you a workout template and all that kind of stuff. So it's all on its way. Should be ready next week. Okay. So having the indicator, you'll install it and go, oh, this doesn't look anything like Wayne's indicator. So I have to send you the template as well. Okay. Okay. How old were you when I started trading? How old am I now? I was about 30. Have I ever tried dynamic Fibonacci? No, that sounds boring. I've never been a fan of people throwing out new hot strategies of the week with fun little cool tools like dynamic Fibonacci. I can't imagine why you would need that. I just spoke yesterday for a half an hour on how you could easily trade with no indicator whatsoever. I like some moving averages because it helps me measure speed and direction. Some oscillators kind of do the same thing, but all I need is support, resistance, and price and market, right? Dynamic Fibonacci, I mean, I can't imagine why it would be important. Now, you're like, well, it helps you automatically calculate Fibonacci retracements. Like what? You can't estimate 1/3 pullback? So I don't know what it is, and I don't mean to poo-poo on it. I just can't imagine how it would be important. Sounds fun, though. I don't really know what to cover. I guess we can cover some Swissy pairs. Didn't we set up some Swissy trades? Okay, let's start with Euro Swissy. We had plan A and plan B, right? Plan A worked. So the entry was about here, about 170 pips. Peter, a better way to answer that is it's my goal to earn 3 to 5% per month. Sometimes it'll be more than that, sometimes it'll be less than that, but I would like to average that. Okay? Half the year I'd like to do, more than 5. The other half, if it was only 3 or less, it would be okay. So if it averaged out 4, 4.5%, 5% a month, cool. If you're making 12% a month, you're way over leveraged and you a fool. Yeah, I would do all that for free. Yeah. Why? Right? Okay, so there's that. It's a start. Plan A, plan B. Still got a ways to go. So I don't know how confident you are in that one. Aussie Swissy. Okay. Aussie Swissy, we set it up as a double bottom. We are now in profit-taking zone. You were supposed to take profit on Wednesday. Okay. That's up 150 pips. Okay. So you have to decide now, are you going to buy this? Okay. And pound Swissy. Plan A, plan B. Looks like we did this Monday or maybe last week. Plan A, plan B. Plan A has worked. What is it, 165 pips? Another 150 pips. So let me ask you, how many successful trade plans did we put together since Monday? Was it more than 10? Would you say 10? 8 or 9? 9 or 10, 10 or 11? How many successful trade plans did we put together on Monday? In your opinion? Some are 700 pips. Most are more like 200 pips or less. I think there was quite a few at about 150. There was a couple at 250. There was one at 700. But quite a few, but what does that mean? Quantify it. 8? We just did 3 here. So Luis says, never traded Swissy pairs. Does it work more or less like... Well, look, you have to understand central banks. What is the role of the Swiss National Bank? What is the role of the Bank of Japan, for example? Very simple question. What interest rates do they charge borrowers? And what is that? Is that interest rate favorable relative to what everyone else is charging for loans? And ponder it. Based on that, why do these moves occur? Okay, this is where you need to deep dive. You need to know the difference between the Swiss National, or you need to know what the Swiss National Bank does and why it's important. Okay, you need to know the Bank of Japan. And then, of course, once you know the Bank of Japan, or once you know the Swiss National Bank, how are they the same or how are they different from the Fed? Because the Fed manages the reserve currency. But how are they similar and how are they different from all other major currencies, like the Bank of England, for example? Okay, how are they different or similar to the Reserve Bank of Australia, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand? Okay, very, very important question. And then once you have this knowledge, your question is very easily answered. Yeah. So it's not that it's not a good question. I'm not going to answer it for you because I want you to do the work. You never want to get in a situation like, what does Wayne say in this situation? What did Wayne tell me? What does Wayne think? What's Wayne's opinion? No. For you to have an opinion, you need to know, the Swiss National Bank. I don't know. You just have to know it. Okay. How does the Swissy respond to risk on? How does the Swiss franc respond to risk off? And then a lot of people might say, well, what's risk on, risk off? Right. Good question. You need to do some research. You don't know risk on, risk off? Right? Then you're missing oh my God, you're missing an understanding of why currencies cross a border. And if you don't understand why currencies cross borders, how could you possibly predict when they will cross and in what direction will they cross? See, if money doesn't cross a border, the value of a currency doesn't change and nothing would happen. So for you to trade as a currency trader, you have to understand why and when will money cross a border. When will money be exchanged? When will currencies be exchanged? So right now, Swiss francs are being exchanged for Great British pounds, right? Why? And what does it mean? Write it down, do some research. Yes, you can take the fundamentals course at FX Bootcamp. Although I probably don't answer that question for you in that course. That's more of a money-related one than a trading one. But anyways, so, well, it was a day. Why don't we pull the plug? I hope you enjoyed the webinar. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do so you can get notified when I start tomorrow's webinar. Please leave a comment below. Let me know what currency pairs you want me to cover or commodities you want me to cover tomorrow. Leave it in the comments in here. I do read the comments. Also, I'd like to thank you for the feedback on how I should rebuild my rig, my trading rig. I'm going to break it all down and rebuild it. So if you have an opinion, some people are like, I should have 4K, 4K screens, 6 4K screens, one big one, one small one. Keep the little ones. but I'm going to be rebuilding that soon. So let me know your feedback on what you think I should do. And then I think what I'll do is I will break it down, I'll record the whole process, and then I'll build up the new one and unveil it to you guys, and I'll put it on YouTube and stuff. And then how about this? I came up with an idea. Is anyone interested in starting an online cigar meetup? I'm thinking, like, I'm like, we should just like meet up and smoke cigars together, like in a group video. Or is that stupid? Can you imagine? You get like 20 people from around the world. We'll smoke cigars together online. I think it'd be funny. So anyways, I don't know. But yeah, it'd be a good way to build community, huh? It'd be funny. Like, you can see me smoke, I can see you smoke, and we're just smoking together. Yeah, you might be on the other side of the planet. What's not to like? One thing I'll say right off the top, new monitors are far less important. Whoa, I want to see that comment. Where did it go? Monitors are far less powerful. Yes. Yeah, so one of the major problems is I have 18 22-inch LCDs, and they're like microwaves. So it's just time for me to get rid of them. I don't know what to do with them. And then my wife's like, well, what about that thing over there, like you have in storage? I'm like, oh, well, that's an array for 6 screens. She's like, are you going to use those? I'm like, I have 18. Why do I need another 6? But I could take these down and build an array with 6 screens and like give it to my son or something. But then my daughter would kill me. So I don't know what to do with all these things. So I thought I'd donate them to charity or something like that. Marina just wants to smoke marijuana. No, I don't smoke marijuana. Sorry. That's pretty funny. Wow, tripled your account because of me? Don't give me 30% of your earnings unless it's a lot of money, then we can talk about that. But if it's only a little bit, send me some Cuban cigars or something. I don't know. Did you see my comment? Yes, I did. Thank you. Yes. I think I did. Yeah, it's a lot less, I think is what you're saying, right, John? Yeah, Mike, right? Langa tripled his account. That sounds actually very scary. Why don't I leave you with this thought, Langa? Well, first of all, congratulations on tripling your account because of me. Great. That's really cool. Also now, lower your lot size. Does a normal person need all those screens? No, of course not. Okay. 6 is pretty nice, though. The big leap for most people is going from either to 3 or 6. But even when I travel on my laptop, I have 3 screens. Like, for example, this is one of my travel screens, right? Look, there's only one wire. There's no power plug. You see that? So when I travel, right, I open up my laptop, and then I reach in my bag, I open up my second monitor, then I open my bag and open up the third monitor, and I run 3 monitors, all powered from my laptop. Nothing is plugged into the wall. 3 screens going, nothing plugged into the wall, all running from that laptop battery. That is, so to me, I like that. I like that. right? Yeah, just the abnormal people. Of course, look, dude, I'm a master of my domain. You know I don't need these screens, but like, why would you not want them? I don't understand the comment. Like, not you guys, but like, I get a lot of hate stuff on YouTube. What an idiot! He has 18 screens. He must have a small penis. You're like, dude. I like to look and see the pound on 3 time frames by looking. And then I want to look at the euro on 3 time frames by looking. And then I want to see the Swiss franc on 3 time frames by looking. Right? Then I want to see the USD yen on 3 time frames just looking. And then I want to see all these other things over here. And then I like to have some TV up here. Then I like to have my trading screen here where I'm actually pulling the trigger. And then I kind of like to have, you know, an area where I can see all my open and closed trades. Because sometimes it's like 100 trades I have open. And I like to have a window dedicated to managing my trades and my stops and stuff like that. And then I like to have my email going here. And then very often I'm watching, you know, girl fails on YouTube to keep me entertained while I'm putting stuff together. And then, you know, I might have music going. And, you know, do I need all these screens? No, but like, why the heck wouldn't you want them? Right? It just, when you sit here so many hours, they're very, very, very useful. Do you need them? No. But like, I can do this. So very often I go, oh, that's interesting. Yep. And then all of a sudden I'm into a trade. I don't have to switch my charts around. I don't have to do this like, all right, well, let's go to here and let's do the news trade. And then I've got to bring this up. Okay, that's good. Oh, well, this is going. So is that a pound move or is that a dollar move? Well, let's go to the pound scan and let's see if it's pound. Let's see. Okay, pound stronger than yen. Pound stronger than, oh, that's not even pound. Pound stronger than Aussie. Pound stronger than Swissy. Pound not stronger than Kiwi. Okay, so I guess pound is strong, but Kiwi's even stronger. That's very interesting. So now I have to go to, I want to look at Kiwi dollar. You see how slow this is? So now I should be trading Kiwi dollar, especially if I'm scalping, right? So now I've got to go to this. And that took me, what, a minute? But with my rig, I can go, oh, okay. And now I'm looking at this in less than 3 seconds. Okay? So people heckle me, but like I can make a decision in 3 seconds. Take someone else 3 minutes if they're good and they know how to trade. Someone else that doesn't know how to trade stuff, that's why I'm in the trade at a better price than an amateur, because I made those decisions and I got there and I set up the trade plan where someone else is just randomly looking around in circles, right? Wandering in hopeless night. Right? No. Mike says, do I ever forget? No, absolutely not. Okay? Right? Pound dollar, euro dollar, USD Swiss franc, USD yen. Okay? Pound yen, euro yen, USD yen, Swissy yen, Aussie yen, Kiwi yen, USD CAD, Aussie dollar. Yeah, they're right there. Oh, look, here's all my open positions, right? Look, there's my email. Look, there's my YouTube. Right? No, absolutely not forget where they are. That's why I could literally, without just a look of, I don't even have to move my head most of the time, and just sort of a glance of my eyeballs, I can see everything in real time on multiple time frames. Okay? But to get started, is it okay with one screen? Oh yeah, absolutely. But here's a mistake that a lot of amateurs make. They want to look at every currency on the planet. They want to talk Kiwi CAD. I'm like, Kiwi CAD? What the hell are you doing? Right? And they're cycling through 100 trades. Right? Not 100 trades, sorry, 100 charts. And they're only looking at the 15-minute chart too. That's the other thing. So they're probably doing stuff like this because most people don't even use their MT4 platform properly. So they're sitting here and they're like, okay, how about that one? How about that one? How about that one? How about that one? Right? And they're just cycling through these. They have no understanding of the fundamentals or why they're moving, nor do they even really care. Right? There's no fundamentals behind it. They're not looking at multiple time frames. They're just looking at this 15-minute chart to make a decision. So what I recommend in my book is you start just on one currency, like a dollar, for example, or just the euro dollar. It's 40% of the entire Forex market. So you could just specialize in euro dollar, get really good at this. But this isn't enough information for me to trade. Okay? So, So what we need to do is a setup more like this. Okay? And so this euro dollar, that's the second from the left, it looks like this. Okay? I don't have that. Let's do it like this way. Let's make sure I got this set up properly. Let's kill this. Okay? So that one screen is going to have this, come on. This is a 4 hour. This is a 1 hour. This is a 15. And this should be a 5. Okay? And that's what these charts look like to me. So I can get this information. You ready? Watch this. What's euro doing? I just saw 4 time frames. I'm like, oh, we're kicking off, right? We're kicking off a pivot. Right? It's nice, right? Some people might not even know that. Oh, I'm sorry. Gee whiz. Sorry I didn't. Let's do it this way. Okay, so we move from just randomly switching through charts to a setup like this. So this is one of the things I want to give you. With the pivot points, I'll give you a workspace template like this. I'll give you a chart template for the pivots, the regular chart pivot. Okay. Sorry, guys, I didn't know. So now you have this, right? So I can just look and go, oh, pivot point. Okay? Isn't that nice? I can look with a glance of my eyes, weekly pivot. Done. Now I know I'm at resistance. Now, if euro dollar falls, I know everything else is going to fall. So now I can look and see all the yen pairs or all the dollar pairs and do a relative strength exercise. It might take you 3 or 4 minutes to do a relative strength exercise. Right? But because I have so many screens, it takes me a second or two. Okay? So I can say, oh, resistance, 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 support, support, support. Time to take some profit. Okay? Yeah, so Luis says has the same thing, but I like the 5-minute for entering trades. So to go back to that euro one. I'll look at a 4 hour and let's say monthly pivots, 1 hour and weekly pivots. Here I have daily pivots on a 15. But when I've made a decision, I'll drop into the 5 minute. Okay, so let's say I wanted to sell here. I might sell that. You're like, well, Wayne, that's incredibly bullish. Well, only if you don't have a trade plan, right? So if I said I want to sell the weekly pivot point, that would be my entry. Okay. Okay. Now the only reason there's a potential trade there is this area here, but okay, I'm looking at that on a much higher time frame. Yeah, Harley. So I don't know. It's just how I trade, right? I can't scalp unless I know what the swing is. See, like, how could you scalp if you don't know what direction is going? Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, I think we beat this to death, but I'm happy to answer your questions and stuff. Why don't we meet together tomorrow? I have a dentist appointment this morning. And leave a comment underneath the video. If you have a suggestion for this new setup that I want to build, number of screens and setup and all that kind of stuff. And then B, if you think it's an interesting idea to do an online cigar group where we meet once in a while online and smoke a cigar together and have a conversation. It's like meeting up at a cigar lounge, except around the world. So leave your response to that in the comments as well. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Thank you very much for being a client of Traders Way. Or if you haven't done so yet, please visit tradersway.com and open a demo account. I swear to you, it'll take less than 30 seconds. Well, I shouldn't say that. It'll take you less than a minute. Probably only 30 seconds. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thanks again for being on my team.